Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. It's 2026, and one of the best things we can do to elevate our skincare routine is switch up our vitamin C serum. Honestly, it's time because so much has changed in terms of vitamin C in the past 2 years. New formulas, innovation, serums hitting the market, and yet still, most of us are clinging on to the same serums that were formulated 5 or 10 years ago, focused down on ascorbic acid, missing out on a host of benefits that you can get by just making one simple switch. So, in today's video, I want to bring you all up to date with what's going on in terms of vitamin C and share with you some of the most advanced vitamin C serums that are now available on the skincare market today. Sit back, relax, let's start changing up our vitamin C serums. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my personal favorites, those advanced vitamin C formulas that have really delivered for me day in, day out, and have helped me to achieve my skin goals. But as everything in skincare, what works for one person might not work for someone else and vice versa. So my motto is always use what works for you. And in that spirit, I want to hear from you guys. What's your current go-to vitamin C serum? The one that you'd recommend to all your friends and family. Don't keep it. Shout about it down in the comments section below. Your recommendations really do shape the products that I try out and review here on the channel in the future, so I'm always so grateful to hear them. As always, whilst I'm recommending some of my personal favourite products, I'm doing so without any sponsorship or paid partnerships, because here on Mad About Skin, you will never see an ad. I pride myself on my independence, speaking from the heart and not the wallet. So if you appreciate truly independent skincare advice and recommendations, you're in the right place. So don't forget to click that subscribe button to join our wonderful community, and give the video a like and a share if you happen to appreciate it, because honestly, that means the world to me. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So I think the big changes in vitamin C came about a year or 18 months ago when the patent on the SkinCeuticals CE ferulic serum expired. That serum really was gatekeeping access to a whole host of benefits when it comes to vitamin C, because the L'Oreal group, which owns SkinCeuticals, defended it to the letter. They really went hard on any brands that tried to dupe, copy, or in any way imitate their product. Well, now that trademark has expired, the floodgates open, and I think that brands felt that a weight had been lifted and they were free to formulate whatever vitamin C serums they wanted to without risk of a lawsuit hitting them. And this definitely is good news for us, the skincare consumer. On the back of it, brands really started to play about with different forms of vitamin C, tackling some of the inherent vitamin C problems that we've been enduring for years, and as a result, our skin is benefiting. So I encourage everyone to look away from the traditional ascorbic acid serums. They can work really well for a lot of people and have done for years. But let's not turn our back on some of the newer innovations when they exist to make our lives easier. Ascorbic acid is fantastic, but it is really difficult to incorporate alongside other actives such as peptides, retinoids. It can also be very sensitizing and irritating on the skin. It also has a very short shelf life. It oxidizes really quickly, which means we're often racing through a serum, using it up before it oxidizes and becomes useless. And that just doesn't lend itself to a very enjoyable user experience. There are lots of newer versions of vitamin C on the market that get around a lot of those issues, and in my experience at least, deliver far in excess when it comes to the results. So let's talk about them in today's video and celebrate them so we can really get the most out of our vitamin C skincare. So let's first start out with freshness. You know, if you're still wanting to reach for ascorbic acid as your default vitamin C form, that's fine, but just make sure you go for a fresh option. New brands are coming out with innovation in terms of their packaging and their production, which means freshness is going to be key. One of the best brands that's leading the way on that is Geek and Gorgeous. This is their C Glow Serum, an ascorbic acid vitamin C, but which is dedicated to making it fresh every single week, just for us. So when you place your order with Geek and Gorgeous, you know that your ascorbic acid serum is in peak potency, freshly made in that batch, and so it's going to be sent to you with the longest possible shelf life. Now, still, because it's ascorbic acid, you're going to want to use it within 3 to 4 months of opening it, but that's a lot longer than a lot of other serums that in some cases are already oxidized by the time they land on our doorstep. That was one of the biggest issues with the SkinCeuticals CE ferulic. It was already starting to turn orange, and whilst the brand said, oh, don't worry about that, that's absolutely fine, it's not dangerous to the skin, It's not, but it's also not particularly effective. So let's prioritize freshness if you do want to continue to use ascorbic acid, and the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow is one of the best on the market. You can also look to innovative packaging, like what's seen with this, the Timeless Vitamin C. Again, using ascorbic acid, but they've changed their packaging on this to make it truly airless, airtight, which means that's going to minimize that oxidation, slow it right down. So again, you'll get about 5 months to use this product before it oxidizes versus a standard packaged vitamin C. That's what I mean by some innovation. It isn't always about changing the formula or changing the specific ingredient and form that you use. It's actually about thinking about the packaging, the presentation, and the manufacture to make sure that as consumers, we are getting maximum performance. And the great news about both of these is they're super inexpensive and budget friendly. So just goes to show, if you want advanced vitamin C results, you don't have to break the bank. Just go with brands that really have thought about their packaging and manufacturing to make sure we're getting the very peak performance vitamin C when it lands on our doorstep. These are ascorbic acid options, but I genuinely believe you can take your vitamin C game a step further by opting for some other forms. Now, my personal favorite form is stabilized ascorbic acid, also known as ethylated ascorbic acid, which is the increasing default vitamin C form that most brands are reaching for, and I think for good reason. Ethylated ascorbic acid is much more stable than traditional ascorbic acid. It's got an alcohol molecule attached on it which just stabilizes it, prevents that oxidation, meaning you get a super long shelf life. Realistically, once opened, an ethylated ascorbic acid serum will probably last about 12 months before it oxidizes, which is 3 times the amount of time you have to use it versus a standard ascorbic acid. And that, to me, at least gets around one of the biggest criticisms I had with ascorbic acid, which was it was impossible to keep fresh. The brands have done their work, and ethylated ascorbic acid, I think, is one of the best options if you're looking for extended shelf life, ease of use. It just works. And one of my personal favorites is the NIOD ethylated ascorbic acid network. NIOD really led the way when it came to ascorbic acid in a stabilized form, ethylated. They really drove this. One of the first brands that actually came out with this form of vitamin C and said, do you know what, we're using this at a time when most people wanted ascorbic acid. We're using this form because we genuinely believe it delivers and it's best for the consumer. They stuck to that. And honestly, it's paying dividends because sales of this particular vitamin C serum have skyrocketed as people are now realizing that ethylated ascorbic acid is the way forward when it comes to a really well formulated, easy to use vitamin C option that you're not racing through to finish. Another great option would be this, the Allies of Skin Vitamin C 20%. Again, using ethylated ascorbic acid, stabilized vitamin C in order to maximize the shelf life. I love this formula because it's one of the quickest acting you are ever going to find, and they've recently reformulated, tweaked it a little bit to just make it even better. The new version of it I'm showing an image of here, this actually contains some additional brightening ingredients, so if you're looking for super speedy results with your vitamin C, it doesn't get quicker than this, fading your hyperpigmentation in as little as 2 weeks, and that really just proves that ethylated ascorbic acid works far better than traditional ascorbic acid because it isn't oxidized, because you can really sit down and enjoy the longevity of use and it's still delivering all that great benefit. So yeah, I think Allies of Skin really proved that ethylated ascorbic acid works just as well, or in my opinion, better than ascorbic acid without all the risk of oxidation. So we've talked about, freshness. We've talked about how we can get some advanced results using a stabilized form of vitamin C, again, getting around one of the main issues with ascorbic acid. But one thing I really want people to consider is what I'm calling advanced derivatives. There are hundreds of different vitamin C derivatives on the market, all offering different benefits. But there are certain advanced derivatives that studies have started to show really do deliver when it comes to fading hyperpigmentation and evening out the skin tone. There's a couple that I really like. One of the most potent is contained in this. This is the C Tetra Advanced by Medik8, and they use an ingredient called acetylzingarone, which is impossible to remember or pronounce, but is a super advanced vitamin C derivative and is going to deliver you that ultimate glow up. I was a skeptic when I started using this. It promised that glowing to the gods in just a couple of uses, and I was like, okay, that's not going to happen. Bought it, tried it, and I was genuinely so impressed. I don't get that much glow from a traditional ascorbic acid serum. It works, but it never gave me that real lit from within glow that I craved. This product did. And it just goes to show again that if you use an advanced derivative, you can get far greater benefits than a traditional azelaic acid serum without the sensitivity, prickling, irritation, and this lasts forever. Once opened, you have the longest shelf life possible because vitamin C derivatives don't oxidize in this. This is absolutely amazing. If you want that glow up, if you want that luminosity in the shortest possible time, this is a super effective option. And like I say, high performance vitamin C derivatives exist. If you choose the right one, like in this, it's going to be so beneficial for your skincare routine. And for those of you that want a more budget-friendly option, so still want that high-performance vitamin C derivative action, but you don't necessarily want to pay Medicaid prices, I actually created my own product. This is the multi-active super serum from the Mad About Skin line, and this is superb because again, it has a super high performance vitamin C derivative in the form of ascorbyl glucoside, which is going to be help brightening the skin, fading hyperpigmentation and evening out the skin tone, but is a much more affordable and budget friendly option than the Medicaid one. So there's something here for everyone. No matter what your price point, there exists a high performance vitamin C derivative that will elevate your skincare routine. Just to help you guys further, I have left a cheeky little discount code for 25% off of this one. So if you did want to snag yourself a bargain, I'll leave all the information about that down in the description box below, where I've also listed and linked all the other products mentioned today. Now, last but by no means least, when we come to elevated or advanced vitamin Cs, let's talk about those formulas that mix vitamin C with other active ingredients. The perfect pairings done in one serum. And I'm speaking specifically about glutathione and centella asiatica. So glutathione is clinically proven to enhance the performance of vitamin C. Whatever form of vitamin C you use, pairing it with glutathione is going to elevate the results, particularly when it comes to fading hyperpigmentation. You could buy a separate glutathione serum if you want, but brands have started formulating these two wonderful ingredients together to make our lives easier. And one of my personal favorites is the Remedy for Daily Defense. You've got glutathione, you've got vitamin C here in a stabilized form. So again, all the benefits of stabilized vitamin C with that glutathione thrown on top. This is a powerhouse serum. It's really inexpensive. It ships well because you're not worried about, having the shelf life impacted or any oxidation. It travels well. So if you're somebody that's taking your vitamin C on holiday, again, this travels well without risking oxidation in slightly warmer temperatures. It's just so easy to use, so fantastically formulated, and glutathione alongside vitamin C is like a match made in heaven. And then last but by no means least, let's talk about centella asiatica and vitamin C together. A recent study showed that if you use vitamin C and centella side by side, you actually quadruple the amount of additional collagen produced versus just using vitamin C on its own. So if you're using your vitamin C for its anti-aging benefits, you really need to be using it alongside centella asiatica. And the brand Beauty of Joseon make this super easy because this is the Beauty of Joseon Light on Serum, centella and vitamin C. This is a powerhouse combo of that stabilized vitamin C alongside centella asiatica, giving you the best anti-aging experience. So if you're looking to use vitamin C for fading hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration, go for the Remedy option, which has glutathione and vitamin C together. If you're using your vitamin C for its anti-aging potential, get this one, which has that vitamin C and centella side by side to quadruple the results you're going to see. It's all about working smarter, not necessarily harder, and this is really inexpensive and delivers far in excess of anything that SkinCeuticals could charge you $200 for. This is what I mean by innovation, bringing something new to the market, and I absolutely love it. I'm just here to say that when it comes to vitamin C, as always, use what works for you. But instead of just relying on those old style ascorbic acid serums, which come with a whole host of problems and things that you have to work around, maybe it's time to switch up your vitamin C. Change to something which could give advanced results, easier application, and just streamline your whole skincare routine. Advanced vitamin C derivatives come onto the market and really have shaken things up, particularly for those that have very sensitive skin or those that can't tolerate traditional vitamin C. Stabilized vitamin C in the form of ethylated ascorbic acid takes away the rush, the hurry of using through your serum, and extends the shelf life. And brands formulating with key pairings like glutathione and centella asiatica have just taken results through the roof. So 2026 is the year where I think vitamin C changed forever, and it's definitely to our benefit as skincare consumers. Let me know your thoughts. Give me your vitamin C favorites down in the comment section below, and wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.